Hello and welcome to the channel. The Unchosen Child, episode 3, part 2. Now, I wanted to add a little bit more to this. So, how I return to safety when my body freezes. Sometimes when my body goes into freeze, it's hard to explain what that actually feels like. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, it's quiet, almost too quiet. It feels like my mind drops really deep into my head, like everything gets foggy, slow and heavy. I'm there, but not fully there. Time feels strange too, like the world keeps moving, but I'm moving through thick air. Everything takes more effort, thinking, talking, even deciding what to do next. And sometimes freeze doesn't look the way we expect. Sometimes it just looks like procrastinating, cancelling plans, staring at nothing, wondering why you can't get started. For years I thought that meant I was lazy or unmotivated, but it wasn't that at all. So my body was overwhelmed and it was protecting me. And once I understood that, I stopped being so hard on myself because nothing was wrong with me. It wasn't failure, it was protection. My nervous system trying to keep me safe the only way it knew how to. I later learned about something called the window of tolerance. It's just a general way of understanding how our nervous system works. There's a zone where we feel safe and steady, where we can think clearly, connect, be ourselves. But when life gets overwhelming, we move outside that window. Sometimes we go up into anxiety and stress, and sometimes we go down into shut down or freeze. Foggy, heavy, numb, not quite here. And when I first heard that, I remember thinking, that's what I've been feeling all my life. Nothing was wrong with me. My body was protecting me. When I'm in that frozen place, my body becomes my sensitive, noise feels louder. Busy places feel overwhelming, and sometimes even people standing too close can feel confronting. It's like my whole system is quietly saying, please, just give me a little space. I used to think I had to push through that. Be strong, keep going, force myself. But healing doesn't come from pushing. It comes from permission. Permission to slow down. Permission to pause. Permission to say, I need a moment. And that gentleness changes everything. Because you can't bully yourself back to safety. You have to invite yourself back softly. So now, when I notice that fog, I don't fight it anymore. I ask myself, what would help me feel safe right now? And I start there. Sometimes it's just making a cup of tea and settling down and just being quiet. Sometimes it's going outside, being in nature, and maybe sitting underneath the tree. Sometimes it's prayer, music, journaling. Sometimes it's picking up my paints and letting brush move slowly across the page. No pressure, no outcome, just colour and quiet. And something beautiful happens when you do that. My breathing softens, my shoulders drop, my mind begins to clear. Little by little I come back. And something else I've noticed over time. It doesn't happen as often anymore, Places that used to be overwhelming to me don't feel that threatening anymore. Busy shops, crowds, life. My nervous system has slowly learned I'm safe here. Not because I forced it, but because I kept showing it safety again and again, gently. I think sometimes we imagine healing has to be bigger. Big breakthroughs, big dramatic moments. But honestly, most of the healing has been very small. A cup of tea, one calm breath, sitting in the garden, a kind thought towards myself, some of the small things done gently. Up and over time, that's enough. Nothing is wrong with you if you freeze. Nothing is broken. Your body is trying to protect you. And that's something to treat with kindness, not criticism. So if you ever find yourself in that slow, foggy space, maybe just ask yourself, what would help me feel safe right now? And start there. Very small, very gentle. Healing doesn't have to be big. Sometimes it's simply this. Slowing down, breathing, being kind to ourselves, and coming back to calm. And if today you manage is one small moment of safety, that's already healing. And that's a marvellous thing when you're gentle with yourself and you just take it slowly. It's incredible how, like at first you might get frustrated with yourself and think, oh, I'm never going to get around this. But when you're gentle and you become aware and gently work on yourself, that's like you're going to give it momentum. You're going to feel very happy at what you've achieved. Like just acknowledging it and staying with that feeling of what is inside of you that you feel. And acknowledge it and ask yourself like questions and listen to that. And over time, you build up and you'll get this momentum where it's second nature for you to do that when you are aware of it. And two, I find with the one, if I'm out in crowds, I don't like really big noisy crowds, never did. But even like sometimes if you go to a supermarket and someone gets so close to you, and I'll just use my boundary and say, look, please, can I have a bit of space? And we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to speak up and, you know, because my personal space is a metre, and I find anyone coming in over that metre, under that metre, is very confronting to me. And I'm happy with it being there. I personally don't want to change it from that. I'm quite happy with it being a metre from me. If I will step back if I find the person isn't taking my hints, if not wanting to be that close to me. So that awareness is initially teaching us so many things where we can support what we're doing. And, you know, that's a wonderful thing to be able to do. And when we do it gently, it makes it so special. But hey, I hope something resonated with you today. And have a good afternoon, and I